Sorry ass DJ.
Hey all, welcome back. Maniac Guy coming at you. So today we're going to be talking about some Columbia River knife and tools, CRKT knives. So mainly we're going to be talking about this guy right here. So this is the M21. This is the 04G. It's the bigger one. They do sell smaller ones. This is the M21 SF here. And this is the cameraman's M16, which I have a much harder time opening the M16s for some reason. But anyway, so there's your M16. This is the smaller one. He likes that, you know, fits in his pocket well. But we love Columbia River knife and tools knives in this house. I recently wanted to try this M21 for an EDC knife, so I really wanted to see how it would do for everyday carry. And to be honest with you, I kind of fell in love with it so much that I decided to get this one here, the M21 SF. So this is like the Special Forces, I guess. And so it's got this kind of dual stud thing here. So I'll keep it short on this one. We might eventually do another video on this, but obviously this is their Desert Tan. It's got these VEF serrations, which I've been a huge fan of the VEF serrations that Columbia River puts out for a long time. This is Carson design knife. So some big differences here. This guy here is a frame lock. This guy here is a liner lock with their, I don't know, it's like the Rapid, I don't even remember what it's called, but it's a deal where you actually have to push this back in conjunction with the liner lock. So anyway, enough about these guys here. Whereas this frame lock, actually the frame of the knife, if you can see that, there's no safeties or anything like that, just the frame of the knife you push out and then close the blade. So this one's in Tanto, you can buy it Tanto, all different things. So that's these guys here, but let's get back to this guy. Eventually I'll probably do a video on both of these knives, but really today we're just talking about this M21 04G. And we're going to do a bunch of cutting with it. We'll cut everyday items. I've had this knife for a couple of months now. I've used it every day, literally every day for everything imaginable. We're even going to do a self-defense segment where we're going to bring you guys into actually cutting through some clothing, into meat and things like that. So just a tiny bit about this knife. Let me just start off by saying I put this thing through the ringer for the last few months, had it in my pocket every day, and used it for about everything you can imagine would be used for, at least in my world, and tried to put it through the test. It passed. I love it. This is going to be the knife that I carry from now on. Eventually I'll do a video on the one that I used to carry, but this is my new favorite everyday carry. I don't see me varying away from it. It's super strong. It does have these studs here, but they're not really for opening the knife. They're more for securing it into place. I love this little guy here. It's nowhere near as pronounced as with the SF, but your hand will just ride right in that. And the way that those studs work actually is, if you kind of watch them as I close the blade here, right? It's going to ride right in here, which is going to give you that nice, it's got washers in it, and it helps to line the blade where you want it. And again, with the opening, you pretty much just come right down on this stud right here. Probably could open it that way, but it sits flush, so it really doesn't open that good that way. It's a flipper is what it is. So you just ride back on this, and it'll just, she just wants to fling right open for you, almost like an automatic knife. I didn't used to be a big fan of this because I was a SOG guy, and I like the SOG knives, and I like their spring-assisted opening. Now I'm convinced this is definitely a superior opening. So, and the way this works here, you got the safety right here. Some people love it, some people hate it. I can tell you, this is a liner lock, and what this does, this locks your liner into place so it can't open until you disengage this guy here, and then you can push it open and do your business with it. So I really like this, and bottom line is you can get these for $70, $80. I think MSRP might be like $100, but you can definitely get them $70, $80. I got both of these for that $70 or $80 range, and virtually everything on these is the same, except for this is more pronounced on these guys here, which, as I said, I could see for like a Special Forces kind of thing why you might like that in a combat application, because it gives you both, whereas this guy here just gives you that one. But again, you've got this stippling on top, So it's good to get purchased with your thumb. And boy, I just love this knife. A little less cumbersome than the other knife as far as the carrying goes. That's one other thing that I'd like to mention is the as far as the carrying of this knife goes, is you can actually this pocket clip, fully adjustable. You can bring it from here if you like it tipped down. You can mount it back here, and it's also reversible. So you can mount the pocket clip here or here. I personally love the way this sits in the pocket. I'm going to cut out real quick, and then I'm going to show you what this looks like in the pocket, and I'll show you a really fast way to deploy the knife, and I'll show you also a really fast way to close the knife. One-handed. This is one-handed. A lot of people will tell you that this is crap and they don't like it. Well, maybe people do take it apart and take it, you know, disable this feature. But I actually like it. And once you get used to how to do it, it's really simple. So, all right. Well, I'll see you guys in a minute with the deployment from the pocket and show you what it looks like in the pocket. And then after that, I'll see you outside for some more testing. Alrighty, guys. So as you can see, this sits down in the pocket. For the size of knife it sits very comfortably in the pocket. I was surprised at how comfortable it's at in the pocket. So when you draw it out, it's a nice solid, but not too solid. You might have to bend that out just a tiny bit. I did, just because it was really tight when I first got it. So then the deployment, I mean, however you like to deploy it, up, down, sideways, whatever. So now to close it, what we're doing is we're rocking back on this here. So pardon my dry fingers. Rocking back on this here. And then while we're holding that back, over on this. Once that's over, you can take your finger off and just hold it like that. Then rock it back, and then put it back in your pocket. So to show you what that looks like and a little bit faster of a motion, to show you that this really is a one-handed operational knife. So it would look something like that, full motion. So that's pretty much all there is to it, guys. It's really not a complicated system. It's just a system that you have to learn. Also, while I've got it really quick, should you have the SF model, and I think it actually fits more comfortably in the pocket than I would have thought, but not as much as the other M21, the 04G. So, but if you were to, you know, Spyderco's and stuff, you can like do the fancy thing where you click it on your pocket and it opens. If you were to mount this tip up, you were to move this to here, and you wanted something that could rapidly deploy, then you could definitely do that with this, because what you do is you hook on that bottom here, and it just rapidly deploys the knife for you as you draw it out of your pocket. So to show you that again, so you'd have it mounted tip down, so that basically this, which this one you can't do that with, because even if you were to mount it tip down, this is going to be on the wrong side. It's not going to catch your pocket, because as you're drawing, this is what's going to catch your pocket. So if you were to have it mounted in your pocket, you were to draw it out, just the pocket clip would be riding from here to here, so it'd be clipped in just about like that. So you unclip it from your pocket, and as it's riding out, it would just flip right open for you. So you could make this into a rapid deploy knife. In my opinion, probably wouldn't be that comfortable in the pocket, because you'd have these thick guys right here in the way, as these would be riding in the bottom of your pocket, which I personally find mildly irritating. But got this guy here, SF, this guy here, regular M21 OG. Okay, and now let's go ahead and have a look at some everyday uses with this thing. Scraping frozen orange from a previous shooting experience on a 20-degree day off from a stump. Wow, popped it right off there. Alrighty, and don't have any of that clamshell stuff that the packages come in, but this ought to be a pretty good representation of that. So let's see how it does with that. Not too bad, actually. Pretty clean job of that, and that's pretty thick. So every day opening up packages, getting your stuff out of that pesky stuff, ought to do the trick. And cutting open the plastic on my favorite Bang energy drinks. Amazing stuff. No, I didn't cut myself. Extremely dry fingers. Alrighty, guys, so yeah, we've been out doing some work with the knife today. Wanted to show you guys some fine cutting. We're out in the barn, so as you can see, we've got here in the barn different various things that we've shot, like different YouTube videos and stuff like that. This is where Us in the Maniac household like to come and chill sometimes. Literally today. Here, come on in. Let's take a look at this fine cutting work. So it's nice, as you can see, it's wet. We've been out working today, doing some different stuff around. So first off, we got some 550 paracord. That's something that a lot of hikers, hunters, really anybody that does outdoor activities or not even is going to come into contact with. Here, let's cut away from the cameraman. Safety first. So we got a nice belly on that. Cuts right through. Go ahead and layer that up. Now let's do 2 layers of 550 paracord. All right, stepping it up a little bit, we've got some nylon rope here, so this stuff can be the nemesis of many a knife. I use this a lot in my outdoor kind of stuff because it's super rugged, but it's also super hard to cut. So apparently the belly on this knife is just the way that Columbia River put this together. It's got a nice belly right in through here that just lends it to super easy cutting. Let's see how brave we want to be. Do a couple of strands of this for a nice thick. No problem at all. Nice clean cut. So now lastly, let's get into this ratchet strap here. Like if I'm out doing some work, I'm going to come across this ratchet strap material quite a bit. This can also be a really, really nasty thing to have to cut. So let's see how she does. I'm just going to put it right on here. Very clean cut right there. Very clean cut. And it's all on the slide. Once you start sliding the knife, and you start it off in the shallow end of that belly, and you just let the belly work right up it, and you feel it just kind of pull right through it. I put more effort into that first cut than I really had to. So again, that's what these videos are all about, is taking you guys through and getting into testing them with you guys. I bought this knife probably 3 or 4 months ago, and I've been carrying it every day since then. And so far, man, loving it. So, as always, the very last thing that an EDC should always be good at, if I'm going to have an everyday carry knife, it's got to be good at the one thing that hopefully I will never ever use it for, and that's self-defense. So we've got a beef roast set up in a pair of shorts here, and pretty indicative of, I guess, what you might be faced with somebody wearing some clothing. So let's go on in and let's see what she'll do with a quick slash and stab here. All right, not sure how this is going to work. Never tried it on this. Let's hope it passes the test. All right, so that was just a really quick slash and stab. Let's back up a little bit, pull it out, and see what we did. All right, guys, well, let's get these shorts off here. These are regular cargo shorts too, by the way, so I'm gonna have to wash these gloves afterwards, but it's like 20 degrees out here. So just to see what we did, I actually felt it when I went back in through onto the tree, and I actually felt it go all the way through with the backward stab and into the tree. And as far as that one slash goes, I mean, that was just a really quick reverse slash and right through the shorts. Not really going to be feeling good with that. So we've got one more test set up. It's just a straight up stab test. We've got this old t-shirt here. We're going to put around this milk jug and the meat, and we're going to see if we can puncture through the meat and into the milk jug. After what I just saw, I don't think we're going to have a problem tickling that at all with this M21. Let's give it a shot.
Sorry ass DJ.
So we're just going to go for a one stab, see if we can tickle this milk. We got several layers of this t-shirt wrapped over and over again. We probably got 4 or 5 layers of t-shirt by the time we're all done. And in the middle of this is our meat. So pretty good slab of beef. So let's see what we got. All right. Oh, I see leaking in the bottom. And we're through. We'll show you guys what we were dealing with up here. It's like 20 degrees out up here in Maine today, by the way. You can see all these layers of t-shirt this had to go through, several punctures. And again, I'm putting this thing through the ringer because I want to test this out in every conceivable. So you can see we had to go through all that to get to it. And you can see at this point we only had the one stab and the one slash. And these are deep. They've gone all the way straight through this meat. So just on the bare meat, it's not even fair. And this is a roast again. So this is some pretty, you see how the belly just lends itself to a nice wide thick slice. And again, this is something that you never ever want to have to be relegated to. You know, you never hope that you're gonna have to use an EDC knife for these self-defense situations, and you'd rather be cutting paracord and things like that. But if it's got to work, it's something that you're gonna have on you every day for this kind of thing, it better work. And that's what we're testing today, and so far I'm real darn happy with it. So all right, we'll just do a quick speed slash test just for the fun of it on a couple of milk jugs while we're out here. Alrighty guys, and just for the fun of it today, we're going to do a rapid deployment and stab test. So let's get in there and do it. Now, just to show you guys how butter thin that is. Not even fair on a milk jug, man. Not even fair. How easy this just goes in. So, the M21. Not bad at all. I think I'm really happy with Columbia River Knife and Tool on this. Alrighty guys, well, here we are with all this carnage in the background and everything. And I've got to say, with the everyday cutting tests that we've done, the fact that I bought this a few months ago, I've carried it every day. I'd say Columbia River Knife and Tool has done just an outstanding job with the M21 series. I've got the M21 and that M21 SF, and this guy right here, this is my everyday carry. Got the carnage in the background here, and I've got to say it was great having you guys along today. Really was. So we're coming up on our 1,000th subscriber. I think we should be due, if we trend, to hit that within really a week or two. I mean, we're at like, you know, 960 or something right now. So depending on how things go, but either way, thank you so much for joining us today and coming along on this cold New England day. It's always great to have you on our adventures, product tests, the things that we're using, the things that we're doing. It's just, you guys are so amazing to have along for that ride. If you like what you saw, please click like, subscribe, and comment. And we'd love to hear from you guys and bring that community just a little bit closer. So here comes a logging truck right on cue. One of the problems with living in New England. Looked like he had railroad ties on him. Anyway, so thank you again for joining us. You guys take care, and that's all I got for today. So until next time, have a good one, and bye now.